Hey everyone, JSC Cool here, and welcome to the Sunday live stream that I am doing today. So, today what I'm doing is I'm going to start out here by trying to get my backup mod that I use on Coolcraft updated to the latest version of Minecraft. And maybe we'll also add stuff to the management protocol while we're at it, just because I feel like I can, and that would be useful for this. But yeah, and then whenever JRD Cool gets back from whatever he's doing right now, we're gonna go switch over to playing a game with him, because we were gonna do that, and then he went and got like ice cream or something like that. But yeah, the first thing I gotta do is obviously switch to a new branch. So this is going to be 1.21.9. That should have been created just fine there. Alright, now what we need to do is the standard update crap, and by that I mean I am... Where's Gradle.property stairs? And by that I mean I am... Oop, that was the wrong button. That button. Basically just need to copy crap from here. Oh, yeah. By the way. Hello. I'm a person here. I did a thumbnail. Well, no. What is this? That is just a link to my stream chat. Why didn't this copy? So what is this? Okay, that's dish crap. Place that. And then we should theoretically have to reload grid. Now, there is a weird source free map thing that you can also do. I've never had that work. Like, literally ever, that's never changed anything. So, I don't really care about that at all. Also, I don't have any desktop audio going through right now because, well, I'm listening for JRD Cole to be back. He is, I believe, unmuted on Discord right now. Yes, he's unmuted on Discord right now. And there's background noise and game sounds from the menu that he's in. And I don't want that broadcast in the stream, so I'm just listening for him to be back. And not broadcasting that out to you guys right now. Also, we got a nice old drink. I got a vitamin water to drink on stream today. Wow, you can really see the green screening around the edge of that. That's cool. Alright, so so this Gradle's setting up 1.21.9. Thankfully this mod should just work out of the box unless they changed how world saving works. Which I doubt they did. Because yeah, unless they changed how commands are registered or how world saving works, this mod should just work. Because everything I did is basically external to how the game actually functions. And also, actually, it's poorly designed now that I think about it. It is a little bit poorly designed with how I built it. Yeah, it is a little bit poorly designed now that I think about it. Now what do I mean by it? It's poorly designed. Well, it reads server.properties to determine the world file location instead of actually like using the proper data structure, so it doesn't work in single player at all, basically. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, theoretically what I should do is I should figure out where in the actual game's data structures the actual current world file path is, and then use that to figure out what to back up. Because as it currently stands, it just, as I said, it uses server.properties. Here, Gradle is slowly synchronizing, so it looks like it's failed to find a render pipeline class. Alright, it's done. So, I should be able to run this. Nope, it's server.properties here so we can see a change. Should be able to run this, and this should just launch just fine, TM. And then we can figure out, working on the management protocol server shit. Yep, that's booting alright, and that should be 21.9. Perfect. Which means this file? I don't know what F5 did. I pressed F5. I don't know what that does, so I'm not gonna. So did it add all the management server stuff in here? Because I'm gonna need to turn that on if I'm gonna fuck with it. Here, let's right click, reload from disk, and open it again. There it is. So there's the secret. Again, don't care because this is, a local host piece of crap. We're gonna do 65585, I believe, is what they initially set the default to. Okay. So what was actually? I don't remember. Config, backup config. Yeah, it's not automatically enabled right now. What world do I even have in here? Is this a past Coolcraft world? Oh, it almost certainly is. I'm not going to open that in Explorer. Where does this back up to? Pretty sure it's just like on my D drive or something, which is not a good place at the moment now that I think about it. That drive is quite full. No, it's not in world, it's config. Backup config. Yeah, D colon backup testing. So it's only using gzip compression, so it shouldn't take particularly long, I believe. So yeah, I just said that to use gzip compression. So it's saved. Think about it. Does the backup work if the server pauses because it's empty? I wonder. And I'm not going to test it right now. It might not actually be running. So that means I might need to connect might need to connect to it. So here, let me open up a 1.21.9 instance of Minecraft. I should probably close one of these instances I currently have open. Okay. Go to latest release, play. Okay. Here's something a little bit less relevant. Okay, I can actually show what's going on my screen here. It's not much, to be clear, but okay. So here's just something like unrelated here. So I have one of the classes I'm taking right now has oh, never mind. The back just took like 50 seconds there to complete. Okay, I'll have this account on just in case. All right, yoink you over here. All right, so that's the update to 121.9 success. Where is commit up here? Update to MC 1.21.9. Push this branch. Hopefully it doesn't want me to sign in because that'd be kind of annoying. Oh, cool. It just let me push. Nice. Fuck no, it didn't. Okay. Back to this because I need to make sure that's the browser. Click login via GitHub. Authorize in GitHub. Alright. Alright. YouTube is complaining of a low bitrate to my stream because I'm streaming in a very efficient audio or video codec and not much is happening on screen, so it's Alright, so that's that. Now we can enable the management protocol and start fucking with it. So we're gonna enable it true, but TLS enabled false because I'm not gonna fuck around, not gonna bother setting that shit up again. Because when I did that last stream, that was kind of, or last week, that was kind of, okay, so we stop the server that's currently running so we can launch it with the management. Oh, hang on, I gotta go back to Facecam. I realized I didn't open my processing application where the management protocol currently lives. Wait, no, that's... I gotta remember where on my disk it is. So there. There. Yeah, that's where it is. I forgot to make a release for the... Yes, open that with processing, dumbass. I forgot to actually make like a release executable for this for some reason. I actually don't remember why. But we shouldn't have to make any tweaks to that. I don't think we're coding that today. So, wait for that to pop up. It pops up over here. We gotta change the secret because we have a different secret for this server. Wink, wink. Don't bother with that. I did add this. Wait, yeah, no way, hang on. The server crashed. Never mind. Count an unexpected... Cannot invoke... Oh, it's not 6-5, it's 2-5-5-8-5. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why. 6-5-5? My gosh. I'm tired today, apparently. Yeah, no, the max port is 65535. I believe. I think that's the maximum port number. I'm literally, that was a thing that I had to... A question I had on a thing I submitted for a class this past week was, what is the maximum port number? And I'm pretty sure it's 65535. Or maybe it was 3325. Ah, fucking hell. 65525. Sounds about right. That's right. 65525. Okay, it's actually up this time. So I can connect. And this is our normal management server here with all the vanilla game rules and shit. Now, how do we add our own? That is what I want to look up. That's what I want to figure out right now. We'll create a test one to start with. So we go find Minecraft. It's in here somewhere. Net.minecraft merged. Net Minecraft. We're gonna go to server dedicated, and then management, and then this is where we figure out where the various methods available in the management API here are. So we figure out where they are registered. Incoming RPC methods. Of course, we get 0. How do I get rid of this? Oh, wait, hang on. I probably just did that. No, I can't get rid of that banner at the top. Thanks! Thanks, IntelliJ. Yeah, great. Okay. Incoming public class, incoming RPC methods, static that. Registry and get default. So, registry of incoming RPC met registry. Okay. Oh yeah, so this basically register game rule property server. Does this do shit to make sure that it's correct? Regardless. It's basically all these things register properties. Oh. This is how Minecraft does its registration. So these are all the different commands that currently exist in the game for Minecraft. This is how they get registered. So, create parameterless builder and create parameterized builder. These are two, and then dot description dot result. Wow. Okay. So it looks like incoming RPC method, which this looks like what we're gonna have to. So yeah, well, it looks like to register we need to call these two. Oh, this pair of function calls right here looks like what we're gonna need to call. Wait, no, never mind. It's just one of them actually. Because if we look at players here, this is a what do we look at here? Yeah, players. Let's say this is a pretty simple one. There are two different commands. There's get and kick with these RPC dispatchers. So get is parameterless, versus kick has parameters. Okay, so we'll run with the parameterless one. So let me open my main class quickly. This is not my main class. It is called main because I'm pretty basic. dun, dun, dun. So bottom of our server initializer here, we're gonna say incoming RPC method. Yeah. Incoming RPC method dot create parameterless builder. Oop, I just alt tab to somewhere that I don't know where it is. Create parameterless. Ooh, there's two variants of parameterless builder. I guess it doesn't technically matter right now. What does this want? So when this step passes it in. Well, here, let's find create parameter. Wait, do these things? Okay, now here's a question. Do these guys end up calling build on the end of this? Build and register vanilla. I wonder what the difference between build and register vanilla is. These are things we will need to find out. So anyhow. So create parameterless builder. So we need our result handler and our result codec. Okay. Those are important things. Also, specifically, result codec is just a codec. Which one of the codecs was the annoying one to create? Was that the packet codec? Or, no, I think the packet codec was easy. Was the regular codec hard to create? I don't remember. It's been a hot second since I've done codecing. Yeah, this one should be relatively simple. So if we look at, say, let's go back up to player, or wait, no, yeah, here's player. So we go up, player RPC dispatcher. What is this? .codec.codec.list of. Weird. Wait, that's a function. There we go. What? Why did that show me to function? What? Anyhow, so this IDE error has occurred. Shut the fuck up. You're not going to be able to download sources, guys. So, get. We specifically need to look at what get is. Oh, it's this. Is it? Hang on, I need to figure out what is get here. I think it's, yeah, it is that. Okay, so let's just create a class in here called RPC dispatcher. Yeah. Or backup R, so it's gonna be backup RPC dispatcher. So then this is gonna be a public static list of something. Wait. Oh god, I have, okay. Gradle, whatever, readme not necessary, okay. This is this needs to extend, oh. Okay, so, hang on. So in, we're gonna have a public static list of, I'm just gonna do any list for now. List from Java util. I'm pretty sure this is gonna just be test actually. Did that take any? It takes management handler dispatcher. And return dispatcher dot just return null for now. That's the simplest way to make this not error. So I know this list of question mark is wrong here. But that is effectively the return type of this. I'm assuming that this, this thing wants, it wants something that, Wait, so which one? I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so this, actually, wait, no, that's using this one, which seems a little bit more complex. I don't want something necessarily this complex for our first test here. This one, which is the clear IP bands. Yeah, that should basically just return nothing. This one does use that one. Okay. So let's use clear IP bands as our jump off point then, because this should... clearly I meant to get this one. It's still a list of IP band data. Okay, so regardless, it does seem to want me to pass a list of something. Alright, I guess, what is IP band data? It's a record. A record that does not extend or implement anything. Okay. Wait, what the fuck's going on down here? Oh, this is the fucking download source failing thing. I don't give a fuck about that. The Minecraft server is running just fine here. I didn't run in debug mode. I guess it doesn't. Okay, so we're gonna need a here. So we're gonna need a public record test data. It automatically did that for me. So for now, we'll not actually, well, because this thing, obviously this is all the stuff that it contains. We'll just have it contain an integer. Int D for why not. Because why not? Alright, and then this needs to evidently contain a codec. Obviously there's this big long thing here making the codec. Wait, what's the difference between IP band data and info? Oh, that's this other record here. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so... yeah, all we should really need in here is the codec then. So public static final map codec of this. So that's going to be a... public static map codec of test data. Codec is equal to record codec builder. Oh, right. Record codec builder, that map codec. Right. I know you can't hear what I'm hearing right now because, as I mentioned earlier, there is that thing that's going on with, like, me just, like, having Jared Cool's live audio muted on the stream. But there's music going on that I can hear from his side of things. Yeah, record codec builder. Why isn't that? Record codec builder. Oh, did they do did they have it auto type inference? They so it did map codec. And then it's a lambda expression. Are there multiple? There are multiple. Wait. Okay, wait, hang on. Where is the end of items instance.group? Okay, to just dot apply. So I kind of just flying blind here, figuring out what's going on. This is all in one line, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so just codec.int and then field of. So codec dot int field of, just name it D, because why the hell not? Then what? Dot for getter test data : D. And then is there going to be a for setter? No. We just put every option that we have after that. So at the end, we then dot apply instance and then the pass constructor. Okay, so I need this to go here. Dot apply instance, comma test data new. All right. So that should be that. So then we'll just make this a list of test data, and I don't think I can have like a static variable in here. Let's have the static variable here. Why not? Static int test ID equals 0. List of test data TL equals new array list TL dot add new test data of test ID plus plus, and the return TL. Perfect. So that's what the actual. Oh wait, hang on. What the fuck does the dispatcher do? I realize I don't know. Is that just like our context? Well, here, let me. Dispatcher get. Okay, yeah. So dispatcher is basically our context to look into Minecraft itself. We probably don't really have to use that all that much for this mod, but that's good to know. So that's just a simple return. Let's go main dot logger.info. All right. Now that we got this done, let's actually figure out registering this. Let's go back to main here. So create parameterless builder. So then we pass in backup RPC dispatcher : test. So that's our first parameter. Why is it giving us a warning? And then we do that thing. So IP band, which would be inside of that, dot codec list of. Okay, so then we do backup dot test data dot codec dot list of. All right, what is this thing giving me a warning about? I'm not really doing anything with. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Mojang doesn't do anything with the result of this. But we're not done. So dot description piss off. This is a test. Okay, so the description. Is there result? How do you do an empty result? Because there are things that don't like return anything, right? Wait, Is there anything that doesn't return anything? Well, actually, because clearing the ban list doesn't technically return anything. Huh. Build and register vanilla. Registry. Well, I don't think our build requires that. Actually, registration, I might need to figure that one out. But for now, we're just going to go dot results. Actually, do all these things do a dot result? They do, at least here, look like they all do a result. They probably do all dot results. And we'll probably complain if we don't. So, here, I'm not usually a fan of putting things onto multiple lines, but this thing is getting long and quite frankly confusing because we're chaining a bunch of stuff. So that dot result, a new RPC response result. So what is this doing here? Do a string which is name. Yeah. And then some sort. Wait, so what is this? So this wants a string and an RPC schema. So test, comma, RPC schema dot number. Right, because this is just JSON. It's JSON RPC, so we'll just do that. Should be right. Because yeah, actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, that is what that is what this thing here is returning. It is just returning a number. So, is this going to automatically build the discovery for us? That'd be kind of interesting if it does. All right, and then what we need to do at the end of this is we need to build. So, build, which gives us a parameterless, and it's the same thing as that, but no require main thread. Regardless, we're gonna give this to something. So we're gonna do a emitter. Here, hang on. Go to the incoming of Wait, what does this return? It returns a builder? Find this builder class. Description. Oh. Not discoverable. Build, but returns of type T. Wait, what's the difference between build and build? Okay, so build and register vanilla. Does this stop build and register, which is private? You dick faces. Versus build just. Does build get delegated to? Yeah, it eventually does delegate to build here. But build and register is private for some reason. Okay. So registry.register, whatever registry is, whatever ID we want, and then our instance. So we will need, in this case, wait, what do we need? So it's of T. So what is T of? Oh, right, parameterless. Right, that's what this is returning here. Result test rpc command equals. That is not the correct result. Oh, wait, that's a parameter. What is this parameter here? Yeah, that's not correct. What is T in this situation? Incoming let's just do incoming RPC method. Okay. That's not right. Why? List of test data. Okay. Thank you for... Huh. Minecraft already has that. Anyhow. Input the list. Thank you. Okay. Now that we have that, what is this registry shit that it's going? Because here... Where is this is called from here. Where is register and get default? Worst comes to worst, we just need to do a mixin that injects into this function. That is worst comes to worst. Of course, IntelliJ is not smart enough to find usages of any of this. Down here, we'll figure it out. What is passed into this registry? So, dedicated server management, dispatch. That's probably, yeah, that's where all that stuff is. Wait. Server RPC dispatcher. Shut up, IntelliJ. Save, stop, system message. Okay, no, that's just the methods themselves. Incoming valid JSON RPC management server. RPC discover. URI util. Maybe it's in management server. I don't know how I get it to stop doing that because it's very annoying that it keeps doing that. Okay, so it's got its own logger. Don't see anything that's like gonna statically. Yeah, I don't see anything that's gonna call this incoming RPC methods.register. Hang on, I know what I can do. I'll just use some mixin to do this. Duh. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. Gonna go here. Generate accessor invoker. Getter accessor. I don't know what that's doing. Basically I just need to go into mixin here, which I have never actually used in this. We're gonna do incoming RPC methods mixin. Okay, that's spelled wrong. At mixin for INCOMIING. Wow. Oh wait, that's what I did. Damn it. COMNG coming RPC methods.class. Okay. And then we add to mixin config common side. Then we, what is this method to register? Okay, protected void our register and get default. Yes. Oh damn, I keep instinctually doing that. At inject method equals register and get default. At equals at head. Yes, it does need to be static. Private. Cool. I feel like this might not be correct way to specify the method from what I know about mixins. Because it doesn't specify the return type here to be the incoming RPC method. Whatever. We'll see if it likes this. What we're just gonna do is we're gonna do simply thread dump stack. Stop the currently running server, which should mean that my this should disconnect. I actually didn't test this with server shutdowns. There it goes. Yep. All right. I hope that this all went into the mixin correctly. Gosh, the article has been gone for a while. I did not expect them to be out this long. Oh, no, that's perfect. I was like, nah, it didn't work. No, wait, it did work exactly as I wanted. Dump stack. Nice. Okay. That is correct. Register. Well, that didn't. No, that's not. Oh, fuck you, download sources. Registry.register method 47485. Is that here? That is not the right location to. No, it has actually been mapped here properly. But actually. But okay, so anyhow, we should be able to see if that is specific. Okay. Wow. Well, that's not the most useful thing. They've used this exact same method name several times. It's not unique. Block types. Oh, this is why it makes sense. Okay. Actually, this should be relatively easy though once I find out what I'm looking for. Okay, I see it. Incoming RPC method in. Whoa, okay, that's what a surprise. So there's registries. So you know, this actually really is not a surprise. Just trees dot try.register. Just trees dot that, comma, and close that one. ID and of course the instance. Right. This is the generic thing that you use for registries. I'm just not sure why I'm not able to think this one through. Also, that mixin is no longer necessary. So identifier of is there no mod ID in here? There is no mod ID in here. Weird. Static final straight mod ID equals backup. Oh. Yeah, because the thing is, they used to, or nowadays when you create a template mod, they actually have mod ID as a thing here, but I guess that wasn't a thing back then. Anyhow, we'll do that for consistency's sake. Right around here. Mod ID, comma, and this is the actual specific path that we're going to do there. And then test RPC command. And of course this path is going to, so that's going to be backup slash, I'm just going to make this name this test for now. All right. So stop and rerun this. I did not disable the mixin. Oh well. That mixin is not a permanent thing, evidently. But hey, it'll give us a nice little bit of, hey, this is working. Soon as it boots. And all, okay, it's booted. Now we connect with the concurrent? Oh, when I was developing this, I was afraid something like this is going to happen. This is just because something was being so, and this is also the problem with enhanced for loops in general. If you're iterating through something and another thread modifies it, you'll get this concurrent modification exception. So it's like probably like here-ish. Actually, let me see, where did that happen? Actually, it probably won't tell me. But regardless, so yeah, it's probably like right here where we're doing this. It's maybe not this one, it's maybe another one. But regardless, it's like we're doing this. And something modifies the results, basically. Well, that's why we restart and try again, I guess. Yeah, that connection reset, that's for a good fucking reason. Alright, connect. Okay. So now everything looks quite normal here, except I actually have no idea where in the list. Well, I was gonna say I don't really have any idea where the list is gonna be, but the bottom seems like a pretty good place to be. Actually, let me just see in processing's console. Right, it doesn't have a schema because it's piss off. This is a test. Okay, that stuff is automatic. Discovery is automatically generated then. But yeah, it doesn't have any sort of schema. So let's send this. We see our test right there. We get our ID 0 back, which I think was correct. All right, that's how you make a that is how you make a scheme, or that's how you make an RPC command for Minecraft. We are educational. Okay, I'm going to quickly go take a piss quickly. And I'll be back to actually do something useful with this information. Alright, I was thinking, we're also going to want to eventually figure out how I send outgoing, so notifications. How do we send RPC notifications? I want to figure that out because I want to be able to get notifications on, say, this when a backup happens, it'll pop up here, backup in progress or whatever. Although we will have to impersonate Minecraft or Minecraft's notification system for that. At least for my GUI to get it to work. And of course, this is what I'm targeting. So, anyhow, regardless, that concurrent modifications exception is definitely something I should actually take a look at in the future. But that's not what we're doing right now, so I'll just leave it be. Incoming RPC method mixin. Obviously, this mixin is actually kind of useless right now. I will. I'll remove it from the mixin file and then just delete it because I don't want it to. So remove it from there, and then delete it from here. All right, cool. That is gone now. And now we figure out how to do something useful. So obviously, gonna wanna figure out how to run the backup. So I guess, okay, we'll RPC dispatcher. So we'll make public static, oh, actually here. List of question mark again, run a management dispatcher return null, just so that we can do this without error. So what we'll do is we'll just get a public record true result. Basically what's going to happen is we're just going to yeah, this is just always going to return true, basically. Or basically, so this is what we're just going to return most of the time. It's just going to return true because what the fuck else am I going to do? Like, if you're, unless you're like querying the status, or yeah, unless you're like querying the current status of the backup, just return something that says true. Because then when you're actually doing an action, like the backup, it takes time. We're not going to leave them hanging. Obviously, we'll let a notification tell them, hey, the backup just finished. But, yeah. True result. It doesn't do anything because it's always true. And then we have a public static final map codec of the true result. Codec. Actually, let's make this. Hang on. This has to be Boolean result. Actually, rename to Boolean result. Boolean value. These headphones are kind of annoying me right now. All right, that's comfortable enough for now. Equals talking about map codec of instance to instance group codec dot bool dot field of val, or because actually here, want to make sure that yeah, that field of is what happens there. So this is just going to say result dot forgetter Boolean result colon value, and then dot apply the instance to Boolean result new. And we end it with there. Okay, so that's that. We'll make sure that this thing is a Boolean result, and like this, we just get a... Actually, can I say list of new Boolean results true? Oh, that's way easier. Okay. And for now, we're just main logger info. Running backup. For now, we'll do that. Because I don't feel like actually triggering the backup just yet until I can get this actually working. So obviously this test shit is temporary, but it does provide us with a nice path for it. So, and it's coming here. Let me get this. The test data Boolean result. Let's just call this raw backup command equals dot create parameterless buildup of backup RCC run. Okay, we're going on to a new line, or comma, yeah, test data coda list of, or backup dispatcher dot Boolean result dot codec dot list of. All right, and then here we go dot description run a or make a new backup with the conf setTINGS. Okay. Alt new RPC result. Result. Yeah, I don't know entirely what this is for, but RPC schema dot Boolean dot build. There we go. And then we do registry dot register to registries dot incoming RPC method, comma identifier of mod ID, comma path for this would be just run, comma raw backup command. So yeah, there should be two, actually no. So there's run and run with parameters. The run with parameters option will allow you to specify everything's going to be optional in the JSON object is going to want, but it's going to allow you, oh hey, I can hear someone on my headphones. It's going to allow you to specify both a flush value and the specific compression type, which are both things that the game in-game currently allows you to do. I gotta reload now. Dang it. Okay, stop. And yeah, but once we make sure that this works, it should be as simple as just change this to actually call this. Or wait, how does this get called normally? Hello, you are not, I'm live, but you are not currently put through to the stream. Wait, how is this? Not showing that, not showing, or not currently having any desktop audio. Okay, config.get compression type is what I need to do there. All right. Wait, is config a local variable here? It is. It's static, though. No, I can't make that final. We'll just make that public and static. I know it's bad form to do so, but... Alright. Please don't break. Okay, it didn't concurrent modification accepted this time, and we have our new run. So, this should just, again, print something down here right now. Yep, we got result true, which is correct. That's all I really wanted that to happen. And we get that. Okay, so now... yeah, but now we go... here. So we go main dot... backup, cause manual mint server, manual management server, comma main dot config dot get compression type. So that will just run that with the default compression type, and then that should do that. So now we fuck it. I meant to run that in debug mode. I actually did. Alright, this should disconnect. Yep, there we go. Wait for this thing. Actually, wait, that should be fine. Nope. It's not open yet. Hasn't started the management server. Alright, so that's back. Okay, I can once again select backup run. And now we send it, and this should run a backup. We got the save there. It's running a backup, which apparently takes like 50 seconds for some reason. Yeah, as a server freeze or whatever, disable flush. Wait, does that just use config? Is the flush value just run through? Wait, hang on. Now I'm confused about how I did this. Backup. Yeah, it literally just uses config for flush. Doesn't the actual command... Doesn't the actual command... Oh, enabling and disabling flush is just a... Well, that's an easy enough refactor for me to do. Where I just make everything past the config value. But yeah. There's the backup completed. And hey, people on the other line there, are we ready to go with the other thing here? Alright, okay. Well, for the stream here. Alright, this is effectively working. I will at some point finish doing this off stream, I guess. I can close that. So now, once I get this committed and crap, we are going to switch gears to something else. Start implementing use of management server. So yeah, this is a pretty, using the management server is pretty simple by the looks of things. All right, commit and push that. All right, so now that that has been done, we'll stop the Minecraft server because we don't want to use extra resources on my computer. Alright, so that is stopped. I gotta delete the backups that made as well because I actually don't want this that much storage being used up. Anyhow, now we're gonna switch gears to doing Halo with the other people on the call here. So I'm gonna... You guys ready to be unmuted for the stream there? Alright. Alright. Yep.
Because he's live.
Alright, yes, I am live. You are now live on the stream, or at least your voices are live on the stream. And whatever background audio that's coming through your speakers is also now live on the stream, so yay!
Right.
So
are you ready to go, Jason Cole?
Yep.
There we go.
Alright, let's see how this does.
First one on Halo 2. Infinite time limit, infinite score.
All right. Please wait. Settings.